Welcome back, YouTube. So today we'll go with a 1.5 on top and a taper fade. So I'm making sure I'm combing and then using my clipper so you don't leave any patches in his wave pattern. So here I fast forward a little bit. We're still doing the same thing, making sure everything's even with the grain, of course. Don't ever want to go against it. So here I start with my Andis Master lever open and I'm just going up. This is definitely my number one clipper when it comes to wavers, coarse hair. So here I'm just doing lever open and going about midway just so I can get a good transition in. So here I grab my number two and I'm going up just a little bit, debulking some of that area. So here I grab my one guard, purple guard, and this guard, and I'm going all the way open, midway close. So here I'm still using my number one guard, but I'm using the corners of that machine just so I can get into certain areas and not push up the fade too high. So here I grab my half guard, my 0.5, my zero guard, and this guard, and I'm going up, same thing, lever open, midway close. So here I'm going back with my no guard, lever open, and just detailing. So here I start my lineup, and I'm going from that corner, setting my guy line, and then meeting all the way to the top and making that C cup shape. So my whole focus here is not trying to get it the sharpest, but get the outline, and with the blade is when I worry about the sharpness. So here I'm just detailing again with my number one guard, just cleaning up that area, making sure everything's sharp, looks clean, no lines. Here I grab my zero guard and I'm just detailing. Hey man, shout out to Gary. This dude is hilarious in the chair. He's one of those clients where you never know what you're gonna get from him when he sits in the chair. So here I start with my lever open, midway close, and starting to fade that beard out. So here I grab my number one guard, open, midway close, and I'm using more of the corners of the blade. So here I grab my 1/16th guard, my half guard, and I'm just doing the same thing, halfway, midway close. Here I grab my GTX and his outliners, and I'm starting to outline his beard. And when I line up the back of his neck, I'm always trying to go as wide and straight down as possible. Never try to go too in because once that hair starts growing back, it just looks really bad when it's pushed back. So I just always try to keep everything as natural as possible. So my client here has coarse like facial hair, beard hair. So I always try to go in with my trimmers, clean up as much as possible before I go in with my razor and make everything as sharp. So here I'm prepping the lineup with some hairspray, and I'll go in with my blow dryer on cold air and just kind of brush everything down, making sure everything's good before you line it up. And for those of you that are wondering what hairspray do I use this freeze spray from level 3. It does a job, works really good. So here I'm lining up the front of his hairline, but I'm trying to figure out still the angles in the barbershop. It's pretty hard, but the best way I can explain how I do my lineups is I start in the middle, work left, come back to the middle and work right and keep it as natural as possible. I'm always been a barber that likes to keep everything natural as possible. Sometimes I do run into clients that say, hey, I know you like to keep my hairline natural, but can you please push it back? I want it sharper. And I'm like, all right, bro, you gave me the green light, I'm doing it. But always try to keep it natural at first and let them tell you when it's okay to push it back. So here I'm working the neck taper. I come in with my trimmer, set the guy line. I do not use the shaver on my client. Just want to prevent anything, any ingrown hairs or any bumps. So here I come in with my lever open, going up about an inch, midway, close. So here I see that there was a little bit of bulk still. So I grab my Andis Masters, my 1.5 guard, and I'm coming down and I close it a little bit as needed to blend that in. So here I grab my 1.5 guard and I'm going against the grain now. If you stuck around for this video, I want to say thank you. If you can please like, comment, subscribe. So here I come in with my 0 guard and I'm doing the same thing, open, midway, close. So I noticed that my 0 guard wasn't doing the job, so here I grab my instincts with my half guard on it and I'm doing the same thing, working that line until that line disappears. And I noticed that I lost some footage. Must have got a phone call or something, but I thought I was recording the whole time. So I apologize for that, and I will be getting you guys more content.